Very good morning, class 5. I'm making this video only to help you how to construct angles. So before I start teaching you how to construct angles, firstly I just let you know that you all are having this notebook. This is the geometry notebook in which all the pages are plain pages. So you all have to use this notebook for the construction purpose. So whatever we are going to do for constructing angles or for drawing circles, we are going to use this particular notebook. So before I start with this, you all have to note down one very important thing, that you all have to draw these margin lines which I have drawn at every page. So please do it, as there is no margin line drawn at this particular notebook, so you have to draw it yourself. Okay, let's start with this construction of angles, that is your exercise 12.3. Here I am going to teach you 2 or 3 angles. If you will listen to this video and understand it very carefully, then you can draw each and every angle by yourself. This is very interesting and you are going to love it. Okay, let's first focus at this 50-degree angle. This I have taken second part from this particular exercise. So here I am going to draw 50-degree angle. So what is the step number 1? Step number 1 is that first draw a ray. Okay. So the ray should be straight, because if you are going to draw a slanting ray or slanting line or a slanting line segment, your angle will not be correct. It has to be a straight ray. So this is my ray, and my this arrow shows that this ray is going and going and going. And I know that this is the starting, or you can say initial point of my ray. So this is my initial point of the ray, and this arrow shows that it is going and going. So my first step is done, that I have drawn a ray. Now second step, let's all take out the protector. So we all know that this is a protector which helps us to draw a particular angles. So if you will focus at this center point, which is also called origin, you all have to match this origin, this center point of the protector, with the initial point of your ray. Because if your ray is towards right side, your initial point will be this. And if suppose your ray is towards left side, then your initial point will be changed. So whatever you will draw, whether to the right side or to the left side, you always have to keep your protector at the initial point, at the starting point. This is the very important thing while drawing an angle. So let's keep this protector at the starting point of the ray. So let me keep it. It has to be done very carefully. It has to be properly matched, the starting point with this origin of the protector. So this is exactly at that very point, and this line of the protector should match with my ray exactly, because if it is going to be little bit slanting even, then your angle will be wrong. Okay, as I have written here that I am going to draw 50-degree angle, and my ray is towards right hand side, so I will look from this 0, not from this 0. This is very important thing. If your ray is towards this side, you will start looking at from this 0. And suppose if you are going to draw a ray towards this side, then you will start looking from this 0. That's the most important thing you have to keep in mind while drawing an angle. So let's look at this 0, as my ray is towards the right side. So 0 degree, then 10 degree, 20 degree, 30, 40, and this is my 50. So exactly in front of 50 degree, I am going to put a mark. So this is my mark, which shows that this is my 50-degree angle. So let's remove the protector, and afterwards what I'm going to do, I'm going to join this point with the initial point of my ray. So let's join it. Yeah, let's give it an arrow, and this is my 50-degree angle. And as I've already taught you, whenever you have to draw a ray or a line segment or an angle, you have to give it a name. So let's give this name O. This is my O, and let's suppose this is my vertex A, and this is my B point. So what is the name of this angle? As we always denote this angle with this symbol OAB, which is 50-degree, and the vertex will always be in the center. You can write it as OAB is equal to 50-degree, or you can also write it in this way: B AO. In any of the way, this is correct. And there is one more way. You can also simply write that angle A is equal to 50 degree. So vertex will always be in the center while naming an angle. So that's the simplest way to draw an angle. First step, draw a ray. And second step, keep your protractor at the starting point of the ray and just mark that particular angle. Let's take one more example that I've taken third part of the same exercise. This is 120 degree. Step number 1. Yes, let's draw a ray. It has to be straight. If you will draw a little bit slanting even, your angle will not be correct. First step is done. I have again drawn a ray towards the right side. Second step, keep the protractor at the starting of the ray. And this should match exactly with this center of your protractor. So let's keep it very carefully. And my line of protractor should match with the ray which I've drawn on my notebook. Yeah. So exactly, yeah. As my ray is towards right hand side, what I have taught you, if my ray is towards right hand side, I will look at this particular scale. So let's start looking from 0 degree, not from 180 degree. We always start looking at from 0. Whenever you draw a line using a ruler, you always start looking from 0, 0.1, 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter. Same exactly you have to do with the protractor also. So let's look at 0 degree. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, and this is my 120. While you are just looking at your scale, you have to be very careful because in the protractor 2 scales are given. So please move in your line only. So this is my 120. So exactly opposite in front of 120, I am going to put a mark. Okay, let's remove the protractor. And my last step is that I'm going to join this mark with my initial point of the ray. Yeah. So this is my 120 degree. So let's give it a name. PQR. Naming an angle is very, very important. And also write it like this is my PQR, which is 120 degree. What is the other way to write this angle? RQP. The only thing that you have to be very careful that your vertex should be in the center, or you can simply write angle Q also, 120 degree. I hope you all have felt it easy. The more you will practice at your home, the more you will find it easy to do. The only thing is that the ray should be straight and the protractor center should match with the initial point. And if your ray is toward the right hand side, then you have to look from the right hand side scale. And if your ray is towards the left hand side, then you have to look from the left side scale. Now third angle, I will teach you with the left ray so that you will come to know. So this I have taken another 7th part from the same exercise, 80 degree. Now let me teach you from the different way so that you can come to know, yeah, how to use the left hand scale. So this is my ray which I have drawn towards the left hand side. As you know, this arrow shows that the ray is going towards this side. Now my initial point is changed. So whatever initial point of the ray, you have to keep your protractor at that very point. As this is the initial point of this particular ray, so let me keep this protractor at this point. Yeah. So this line is also properly coincide with my ray which I have drawn on the notebook. Now, as I have to draw 80 degree, let's start looking at now this scale. Now scale is changed because my arrow is towards this side. That's the most important thing. You have to be very careful while drawing an angle. To which side your ray is that, you have to look at that particular scale. In this particular example question, my ray was at this side. So I have started looking from this side, but here I have taken opposite way so that you can come to know both ways. So let's look at 0, then 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Yeah, this is my 80. Exactly opposite to 80, I'm going to put one mark, and then my last step is that I'm going to join my initial point of the ray with this mark. Yeah. So this is my 80 degree. Let's give it a name. A, B, C. Both ways you can draw an angle by taking a left ray or a right way. But the only thing that you have to keep in mind while looking at the scale, if your ray is towards the right hand side, then you have to look at from the right side scale. And if your ray is towards the left side, then you have to keep your projector towards this very initial point and your scale will change. So always start looking from the 0. Okay. So let's name it. This is my angle A, B, C, 80 degree. And what is the other way? You can also write it angle CB 80 degree. And the last third way, you can also simply write that angle B, because angle is always drawn at the vertex. I hope this video will help you to draw angles. Children, please do practice at home. No problem, at first time you will do it wrong, but slowly you will learn it how to draw. So this is the vertex and these are called the arms of the angles. Okay children, take care. God bless.